G'day Tommy, and welcome to this interview.
Thanks, Jack. Nice to have you.
Now Tommy, whereabouts are you from?
I'm from a town in North Queensland called Mackay, so long way from Tamworth. It was a nice 18-hour drive, but we made it nonetheless.
And in the dreaded heat?
Well, it wasn't too bad driving in the car because it was air conditioned, of course, but yeah, it was quite a long drive. So yeah, looking forward. We're actually making a move down further down south this year, so we're moving down to the Central Coast. We've got some touring and things like that to do. So it'll be. I've always lived in Mackay, so it'll be nice to have a sea change. I've lived there my whole life, so it'll be nice to head to the Central Coast and check it all out, and see what's happening.
Excellent. And what age did you learn to? What age when you began to sing and learn to play the instruments that you do play? And can you name the instruments that you do play?
Yeah, I think I started when I was around 5. My family has always been involved in music, so I had that influence there from pretty much from the day I was born. So Dad played music. He plays an array of instruments, and I think by about 6 or 7 I was playing guitar. Dad had me playing bass in the family band. I moved to drums. I did a bit of drumming. So yeah, it was such a family affair. We really had it there for us, and that was always available. Music was always available for us to do.
And what kind of music do you start with? Yeah, was it
country. Yeah,
always country.
It was country all the time. Yeah, Dad had a lot of different influences. Dad played in jazz bands and swing bands and all that sort of thing for many years. He played on the East Coast Islands up in the Whitsundays for 10 years. He did a residency. So Dad, in his early life, did a lot of jazz and things like that. And when he come, when it come time to have me and that sort of thing, he sort of moved towards country, and that was my introduction to music, was country. So we listened to that and all early stuff, Haggard and George Jones and that sort of stuff. And Mum was a huge John Fogerty fan and Creedence fan. So that's where the influences came for country, and they still today come through in everything I do and play.
And your first public performance?
Oh wow, that's a tough one. First public performance, it would have been, I think it was at a pub called Nebo Pub. It was New Year's Eve. Dad was doing a gig, and I'd always obviously be there at Dad's gigs. He drags along, and sort of I sang 2 songs, and the bar manager and the owner gave me $20. It's like my first paid gig. $20. I sang 2 songs, and I went back to sleep. I thought it was great.
And like you're talking about influences and all that.
Yeah.
Now every artist are influenced by another artist.
Yeah.
So what artist that you're influenced by?
I really couldn't pinpoint one. My what I do in music and what I sing and what I write about and how I play comes from such an array of different artists, and it's pretty wide. I've got artists from the likes of Troy Cassar Daley, Jed Hughes, and then on the other end of the spectrum, like the early influences like Mel Haggard, George Jones, John Fogerty, influences like that. So it gets pretty broad, and a lot of that. Some of them aren't even. There's a lot of non-country artists that I've been influenced by, and thought about their contribution and how they work and that sort of thing, and it's really shaped what I do today.
And I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
I've seen the YouTube of you and Melinda on stage.
Yeah.
What was happening there?
That was for a show Melinda was doing, and it was called a Schneider Idol, I think it was called. And she runs a competition where you send her a video of yourself, and she chooses so many contestants to go up on stage, sing one of her songs with her, and you can win a mate and guitar, pretty much, and that sort of thing. So I've always been a huge Melinda fan. She's such a down-to-earth person, a beautiful singer, one of the greatest singers we have in Australia, and I've always enjoyed her humility. With songs, songwriting, and just her general vibe about her take on life. She's really such a beautiful soul, and I chose a Paul Kelly song that she did with Paul Kelly, and it was a great song, and I was shitting myself nervous.
I've noticed.
Yeah, and I'm not a nervous guy, but I got up on stage with Melinda Schneider, and she, she had such an aura about her. I was so intimidated that, but we pulled it off, and we had a fun time. It was great.
It certainly was great, and I mean, I had a laugh.
Yeah, we still laugh now. Don't worry.
What was the first song you ever wrote?
First song I ever wrote was for a really good friend of mine. It wasn't under great circumstances, but his family they just had a newborn baby, which unfortunately passed of SIDS. So it started as a poem that I was writing, and I presented it as a poem at the funeral service. But that was really early, so I think I was maybe 11 or 12. I wrote that poem, and in later times, threw some chords on it and turned it into a bit of a song.
Oh, okay. And I believe that you promote and organise country festivals.
Yeah, we did that last year. I've been involved in different country music associations for a little while now. So up in North Queensland, there's a huge contingency of festivals running, talent quests, all that sort of thing. And I just think it's such a pivotal part in keeping our industry alive to make sure that there's these events that people, we're here in Tamworth right now at the moment, 18 hours away from where I am. And it's the biggest time of the year for Tamworth as far as tourism goes. They've got a lot of people coming here for the festival, and I wanted to create that vibe and give that back to my hometown community. And we put together a festival. We had Troy, Pete Dennehy, Marcus Meyer, Lynn Bowtell, the Anthony Taylor Band. All those guys came up for the festival, and they put on a show. It was great. It's something that I think we need to keep doing, and we need to keep nurturing is those types of events that are going to bring people in with country music and keep introducing it to new crowds.
Excellent. And you graduated from the CMAA?
I did, 2011. I graduated from the Academy of Country Music. So myself, I won a scholarship to the Academy in 2010, the previous year. So I won a scholarship, and they paid for you to go to the Academy. So it was always something that I wanted to do, but being given that opportunity by winning Queensland Champion of Champions was phenomenal. I thought that was still a couple of years away of me going there, having the financial finance to pay for it, but it was really lucky to get that scholarship. And out of that experience, it's only 2 weeks. It's so much crammed into 2 weeks, but out of that experience, I've progressed with my music career hugely. If there's any advice I could give anyone, is that if they're serious about a career in country music, make the Academy, put it on your list of things to do. Make it a goal, and you can utilise that. I met Lynn Bowtell at the Academy of Country Music, and I'm actually supporting Lynn on her album preview on Thursday at Diggers. So, the opportunities that you'll build from that are endless, and it's how you use it. So, definitely, if there's some advice that I could ever give anyone, wishing to make a career in this industry is, make sure you look at things like the Academy of Country Music, where it's such a great insight to what happens in the business, because I would have never have known half the things I know now if I didn't go to the Academy.
CMAA would love you. Good plug. That'll be edited. No, what I just said I meant. And Star Maker of 2014.
Yeah, Star Maker was has always been a goal of mine. We grew up listening to Star Maker on the radio. Calling people down in Tamworth when we were up in Mackay, saying, "Oh, who's won? How's it going?" All those sorts of things. So, extremely privileged and extremely honoured, to be chosen just in the top 10. It was the first year that they've ever cut the nominations just to 10. Yep. And for me to make the top 10 is great. And I've had such a great experience with Star Maker and got some really good mates in the top 4 now. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all progresses and seeing how they go.
So how did last night go?
last night was really good. 100% did my thing. Presented myself in the way that I want to, and I'm so happy with what I did. Didn't make the top 4, obviously, but still completely happy with how I did it, and so huge congrats to the top 4. I've got really good friends in there, Jared and Tori, and I hope they really take it on and go far, because those guys really deserved it. Everyone there was fierce. Competition was fierce last night. And it was such a diverse group. So it was great. I just love being a part of it.
And I believe you're due to release an album.
Yeah, we've been writing for about 2 years now. I'm a bit of when it comes to that sort of thing, I really believe in songs. I believe in really, I'm a strong believer in songwriting, and if we don't keep continuing and nurturing songwriters and writing songs, we'll end up at a point where no one has anything to sing.
True.
So I've worked with Tamara, Stewart, and Drew McAllister for the project.
Yep.
And we've come up with some great material. I'm super excited to share it, but there's just something special about sitting down with someone and writing a song, and at the end coming out with 4 minutes pretty much, a little piece of you. That's pretty, to me, that makes my job special, and to perform that and to show that to someone is even better, and to have their reaction, it's a pretty cool thing.
And when would that be released?
We're looking at a release sometime before May at this stage. There's still a lot of work to go, obviously. I haven't recorded to date because of the fact that how strong I feel about making sure the songs are right and things like that. So it'll definitely be out there. It'll definitely be on my website, Facebook, all that sort of thing. So you'll definitely see news about it.
No worries. And have you been on any tours?
I haven't been on tour. I've done a fair few supporting acts and things like that for different shows, but the good news is for 2014 we are heading out on the road. With the album, we'll take it out and do a full tour of the album, and I'm pretty excited to say it's with Bowtell. So heading out on the road with Lynn will be amazing. I've been a Lynn fan for a long time, and being lucky enough to meet her in 2011 and now call Lynn a great friend of mine is really special to me, and she's been a great support in my career and doing what I do. So I'm looking forward to hitting the road. We're looking forward to getting our songs out there. Lynn's got a new album on the go as well. It'll be released around March, so I'm pretty excited to get that out there.
So where would you see yourself in, let's say, 10 years' time?
10 years' time, look, I've always wanted to travel, so definitely we'll be doing a lot of travelling, but Australia is home, and I'd always love to perform my music to the country that I love and I was born in, and so we'll definitely have a home here, wherever it may be. Who knows, it could be on the other side of the country, but we're going to spend a lot of time promoting and touring this album, so hopefully in 10 years' time I've had another 4 albums since then. And I'm out promoting one of those.
And if anyone wants to get in contact with you?
Yep, best way is to jump on the website, join the mailing list. It has all my updates, all my news, all the details about the upcoming tour, the album. Jump on Facebook, Twitter, all those things, all the socials.
Well, Tommy, would you like to sing a song now?
Sure can, mate. This is a little song that I wrote with Drew McAllister. We were amidst the New South Wales bushfires at the time, and I went to Drew. We had the co-road hooked up, and I said, look, if you don't want to do it, it's pretty stressful at the moment. There's fires going on all around us. We can hear choppers in the air and things like that. But we sat down. He goes, no, we want to write this song. We sat down and we wrote this song, and super happy with how we came out. So this one's called Another Word for Free. I've given my all, I found doors in the walls, they were never meant to keep me in. Sure, I've made my mistakes, found the true and the fake, lost my way and found my place again. But no more I'm flying. I'm standing on a mountain that's way too steep and I'm climbing. Been trapped in a place with no escape, and I finally found the key. Oh, God is just another word for free. Ain't no crystal ball gonna tell me it all, so I left all I knew right behind me. Had my share of hurting, but I know for certain I won't be returning that key. But no more, no more. And now I'm standing on the edge of a great big ship, and I'm flying. I'm standing on a mountain that's way too steep and I'm climbing. Been trapped in a place with no escape, but I finally found the key. Oh, God is just another word for free. Oh, God, like the demons I had on my back, gone like the days when the night turns to black. Free like a sinner when he sins no more. Free when you find what you're looking for. And now I'm standing on the edge of a great big ship, and I'm flying. I'm standing on a mountain that's way too steep, and I'm climbing. It's like standing on a mountain that's way too steep, and I'm climbing. It's like standing on the edge of a great big ship, and I'm flying. Been trapped in a place with no escape, and I finally found the key. Oh, God is just another word for free. Oh, another word for free. Yeah.
Well, Tommy, thank you very much for that song.
Thank you.
And thank you for the interview.
Thanks for having me.